Yo, what's going on? Hope everybody can hear me. I ain't went live in a while. I know it probably won't be a lot of people on here watching this live because I hadn't done lives in like months. Um, so I'm on here just doing one now. Doing one now. I wanted to make a video about a little bit about what I'm talking about today, and that is replacement theory. But it's not what you guys think. It's not what you guys think. I've been on just a journey of doing things differently. You know, priorities shift, things change. You begin to realize that some of the stuff you're doing isn't conducive to what you want it for your future, what you want for your family's future, what you want for you, and ultimately what you want the end goal. So a lot of the content that I'm doing now completely is different from the stuff. But we got enough people covering celebrities and public officials. We got enough people that we got enough news sponsors for that. We have enough people that are gossiping in all sectors about all this stuff. So we lose ourselves trying to follow what all these other people are doing while they're doing great things and big things, and they're being viewed by the public and being just swooned and gossip, and just all kind of stuff over. We're sitting here wasting our entire lives, viewing them live their lives to the fullest. And that's what I don't want us to do. I don't want us to be so consumed with what everybody else is doing and not what we're doing, and the greatness that we can have. And, a lot of people, I mean, and they did a great job. The media has done a great job of pacifying us with what everybody else is doing. And it's doing what it's supposed to do. And, you can't live without watching a lot of these people, do what they do. But I want you and I want myself and everybody else that listen to hear me to do the things that they can do and even more, you know? Um, yeah, my content has just completely changed over to, you know, career, life, not taking these things for granted, being able to learn, being able to gain wisdom from other people and not just have them talk to or yell at you or try to sell you something all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. There are courses and other things that can be used and needed, and sorry, there are a lot of things that can be used and needed from the courses and everything like that. And I don't slam or down anybody from doing those courses, man. But like I said, we get lost. We get lost in all of that stuff, and we actually just need a refocus. We need to refocus on what we're doing, and that's what I want to do. I want you guys to get out. I want you guys to see the stuff that you don't get to see because we're up here on the computer each and every day looking at what these people are doing, and we're missing out on like behind me, right there, this big old tree right there behind me, 100, 200-year-old tree that's just sitting here. And if that tree could talk, it'd have so many stories to tell, and I want you guys to have the stories to tell too. It and it won't happen unless we get active. It won't happen unless we decide to get up and do some different things with our lives, and that's what I want, man. And it's not always centered around money. Sometimes I know we need money. We need money to survive, and which is why I decided to help and tell each and every one of the people that watch me about careers and being and having wisdom and using that wisdom to catapult you. Like I was talking last time about the way your hiring managers hire you is very calculated. It's very data driven. It's very, focused in. Yes, it comes a time where you have to know people in certain places to be able to catapult yourself into the next level. But there are cheat codes to what they do. They are very linear most of the time. They have been trained to use a numbers game to help them out. So why not use that same numbers game to catapult yourself? Like when you're in a job, just don't be in a job. I know you're happy to be in that place and the position that you get when you get into those positions, but actually start calculating, start saving, start get you a flash drive and actually start putting data that you do in your job in that list. Start categorizing and start journaling the stuff that you do at your job. So when you get tired and you're ready to move on, you're ready to transition into the next part of your life, you will have all this data of the things you did, the way you saved the company money, the way you went out of your way and worked 60 hours instead of 40 hours. You'll have each all that data saved in on a flash drive that where you can put into your resume, and then you can say not only did I work in a certain position, but I also worked X amount of hours. I've also worked on several audits, and we actually improved the way way our factory ran because of the audits and because of my participation in these audits. And then you can actually use that data to give yourself a leg up, because there's certain things that you're not going to be able to overcome in the workforce. Whether it's the way you look, whether it's your stature. It's certain things you're just not going to be able to do, to help. But there are certain things to be able to use to gain leverage on some of these people, and you're going to have to do it because ultimately they gain leverage on you. They gain leverage on you by having you work there day in, day out, year in, year out, until you're ready to retire or until they kick you out and say that you're no longer necessary in that field. So they use you. So it's okay for you to use them. And it took me a long time. I worked in my career for 15 years before I decided to say, you know what, the hell with it. I'm moving on. I'm praying to God to tell me, give me the direction and the things I need to do. I know what I'm supposed to do in the long run, but I need guidance on where, the path. So, and it's hard to leave a job that you're comfortable with. That's the thing about having these decent jobs, because you get so comforted, you get so coddled by having the job and having this stability, and and it's okay to have stability, but you get comfortable, and they always give you just enough to keep you comfortable, but not enough for you to be able to save for the things that you want to do, to be able to catapult yourself. And begins to be a circular back and forth with them, to where you make enough money and and they give you a little 3% raise, but now you have a 12% inflation, and then that 3% raise feels like you're right back to where you started at when you started that job anyway. We don't have to stay in these places. We gain and have valuable skills so many times over that we have skills that we can use in different places and make double and triple what we're making for these people that we're working for. And that's what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to realize your potential. They want you to feel like they're the ones that feed you. They're the ones that keep you in the position that you're in. And without them, you're just a shell. So it is what it is. You like what? I don't know what these. I don't know what that is. But hey, that's what I want you guys to realize with our content going forward. It's not going to be a lot of the BS that we had before. I want to actually help you guys and move you guys forward and let you guys know that there are people here to help. That God has put me in a position to where I am, and it might not always be comfortable, but I'm helping so many more people by just sitting behind a cubicle. And that's what I want you guys to realize. And each and every one of us has some kind of a calling like that, and I want you to take advantage when that calling comes. I want you to take advantage of it. No, I was going to talk about today was replacement theory, and I wanted to make a video about it, but it seems like every time I think about making a video in my head, it's like one way, but then when I get done filming and I get done with all this stuff, it's never like what I wanted. And sometimes instead of just sitting there waiting on the things to be perfect, instead of waiting on the right time and waiting on the right thing to come and the right thumbnail or the right settings, you just got to get up and go. So that's what I'm doing this live for. Is being a replacement theory, and I wanted to tell you guys that I know you guys know what the original replacement theory is, and that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about replacing my theory of replacing the old you when you begin to move on into the next levels of your life. You know, so many of us want to get to the next level that we're not really thinking about the changes necessary to be able to go to that next level. And we can't go to that next level, and we won't be placed, or we won't be blessed, or we won't be put in the positions in those next levels unless we begin to shed some old things. We begin to replace some old things and get rid of some old ways and begin to make a new and begin to use that new person. You can't go into these new situations. You can't go into making more money. You can't go into all these different things with the same habits, with the same being the same person that you were, sleeping all day on your weekends, wasting your day away, not using the time that you have, and expecting for your life to be something grand. It won't work. And that's what I want you guys. That's what I want you guys to realize. It's going to come a time, and it hurts because you're changing. You're changing up something, and you're doing something so different that that's not comfortable. It's no longer comfortable anymore. And it's okay to be uncomfortable because you don't. When you're uncomfortable, stuff is happening. You're growing. Things are beginning to change, and you're beginning to transform into something else, or the different person that you have came to be, or that you were supposed to be. I'll say it like that. Yeah, you can't go into wanting these new things and having these same old habits. You can't begin to start lifting weights. You can't begin to start getting your life healthy, or living a healthier lifestyle, and wanting to be in shape, but then you're chugging down 12 Mountain Dews a day. You can't do it. It won't work. You can't say that you have a weight loss goal or a reading goal, but then you sit there and play PlayStation all of the day, and that's in the time that you could have did that. You could have been reading a little bit more, or me, or wanting to spend time with your family and with your kids. And then when you're there and you have the ability to spend more time with your family, you decide to do something else. You decide to go work on this other project that you've been waiting on doing, and then you tell yourself that you don't have the time to spend with your family anymore. And that same habit goes on to into you trying to do something different, and you begin to be in that same circle. And that's what I want you guys to remember. If in different seasons of your life and new seasons of your life, and you're asking for adjustments and changes to happen, you're going to have to shed some stuff. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to really put in the effort and put in the work to be something different. You're going to have to sacrifice too. You can't sit here and ask God. You can't pray. You can't want all this other stuff, but you're not willing to put any effort in. You're not really willing to make any change. You can't do it. You can't do any of that. How you doing? You can't do any of that stuff and expect anything different to happen. I mean, that's it doesn't take a lot. You can't it doesn't take a lot for you guys to adjust, and for you guys to make the changes, and to make it to the goals that you want to do make it to. But you're going to have to realize that you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. It's going to take some time to where you don't get any sleep. It's going to be nights that you sit there and you're wondering, like, what the hell am I doing up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning? Instead of you sitting there turning the TV on, you're going to have to get in the lab. You're going to get on the computer. You're going to have to unfortunately miss on that sleep that you had, that you wanted, that you were wishing that you would have got, and then putting it into that business plan, or putting it into that your channel. If you're creating a channel, sometimes you're going to be up late at night, and you're going to wonder why you're not getting the views that you're getting, and you're sitting on the couch watching Sean Cannell or somebody else tell you what to do, but you're not doing any of the stuff that he told you to do. And when you're sitting here waiting, even though it's a work day, you got to go to work the next day. You're not asleep, so you might as well get up in there and then focus and hone in on your craft. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of falling into those same habits. Well, I'm just going to sit here and complain about not being where I want to be, not being at the place that if you pray for it, God told you were going to be at, and it's not happening in the time that you want it to happen in. So you're sitting there upset that it's not happening. But it's a reason why we're supposed to go through these trials. We're supposed to go through this stuff and slowly or at your own pace change and make the change, so you will be able to be able to receive the next part of your life, the next season. You're not going to move on to the next season of your life until you're ready. You're not going to be placed into something great and grand if you're not willing to sit up and make the sacrifice. If you haven't changed that habit of not wanting to sacrifice, or being spoiled, or being unwilling to do those necessary things, then you're not going to be put into a position to where you're leading multiple people, because you're going to not now it's not only you that's failing, it's the people that are under you that's going to fail. And some of the things that people don't tell you. They just want you to see the glitz and the glamour. I call it, and I call that success porn. I call it success. I can't say that word too many times, but that's what it is. We get so elated by the things that other people do. We get so excited to see the things other people do, but they never show you them staying up and them missing sleep, and not being able to make, to have the family that they want to have, because they're up grinding. They're up missing the sleep. They're up not going out, going to the club. They're not being able to stay around and play Madden and play Call of Duty with their homies like they want to. And that's the stuff they're not going to show you. But I want you guys to realize that. I don't want you guys to get stuck in what everybody else is doing. Let me stop for a minute and read some of these comments real fast. Hey, I'm about to be very homeless due to something bad, right? Can you elaborate on that? Elaborate on that. We could talk about it. No, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of things going on right here and around the country that's going to force a lot of people into a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of things that happen that's going to put people in a lot of precarious situations that they didn't know they were going to be in. And if you're not ready for it, then it's bad. That's what I'm right now. Right now, I'm seriously thinking. I'm seriously praying and thinking about selling my property and just moving, like buying some land and getting away from everybody in the cities, because if you know, you know. But yeah, I believe it's complicated, bro. But not no but regardless, I'll pray for you. If you don't believe in that, that's okay. I do it anyway. But that's where we're at right now. Nobody's willing to be there for their people. We want so much out of the followers, and we want so much out of subscribers, and giving us super chats, and giving us likes and subscribes, man. But how many of us are going out of our way to actually pray for the people that get in our comment section and say things are going wrong with them, or having a hard time? They're not. We've become so self-centered, so self-focused on everything. We're missing out on the exact reason why we're supposed to be here, and it's supposed to be, for at least doing the minimum, the bare minimum of helping our brothers and sisters out there. I don't know right now. I didn't look into the property, but you know what I know, and I was right in before I get into that. I was sitting down talking to my wife, and I was upset myself about things not happening the way they should be happening. Though, I make these leaps, and you do certain things, and you're called to do them, but stuff's not working out like you thought or wanted to work out. And you begin, I mean, it puts you in a dark place. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It puts you in a spot to where you like, man, what's the point of me doing any of this? I did this, I left this, and it's not happening like I needed or wanted to happen, because in reality, bills keep coming. Bills don't stop. Keep sending you them things, regardless if you got the money to pay for them or not. and it gets rough. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It gets rough. Like for what? But that's what the system's made for us to do. The best thing to do, and I don't agree with a lot of these different people, but Dave Ramsey. The only thing I agree about Dave Ramsey is getting away from a lot of this different unnecessary debt. The more you get away from a lot of this unnecessary debt, and I mean like the credit cards, the payday loans, all that stupid stuff like that that you know you don't need, get rid of it. That's the first thing because that stuff, this whole system is designed to keep us in a spot to where we're dependent on everybody else. And if people don't believe that, just look at how the prices of everything. Push it, man. Just look at the prices of everything. If you don't believe that the system is made for us to struggle, just look at the prices. No, most people can't afford to just pull 30, 40,000 out just to buy a car, or $6,000 just to get an air conditioner for the home. You know, you need that. You know, you really need that. It just makes you go into debt. But so the more you can get away from these people and having you in a stranglehold, the best it'll be. I don't need no cash apps right now. Real life. I appreciate though. Maybe one day when I get to a point to where I need it. But right now, all I need is to really to build a community of people that really are ready to help each other out. Give some advice, get some meetups going, something different. Because I know there's a calling for a lot of us out here, but we're looking at everybody else do such things on such a different level that we don't think that the stuff that we're doing is going to affect anybody. But that's not the truth. Um, Let me see. Don't sell property. They say you say you don't sell your property, get the lowest. Yeah, I know. No, I'm definitely blessed that when I got my property, it was only like I think 89.9, and I think I can get double, at least double that. You know, a property with a nice slab and a nice trailer on it, or something like that. I don't know, but this stuff is worrying the heck out of me. And with this with these different things happening in November, we don't know where it's gonna go. It's like no matter who you look at, get away from when you get away from the identity politics. No matter who you're looking at, is it really is what anybody's doing? Is it really good for the economy as a whole? I don't know. I don't feel ease. I hadn't felt ease in a long time, and I still don't feel ease. That's why I'm sitting at home and making collard greens this November. Uh, Love your neighbor, trust in the Lord, save your things will turn around and keep your head up. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Is a lot of this stuff is made to a lot of this stuff is trials. It's not really there to put you all the way down and to keep you down, but it is there to teach you something. It's stuff for us to learn, and that's the season I'm in. I'm in as well. It's the season of learning. We turn our backs on the small stuff, the little stuff, and we don't realize, man. Well, I'm out here on this in this sunny day. This could be the last sunny day I have, and then I'm sat there and wasted a whole week complaining about the way my life is going. But I could have helped somebody else. I could have touched somebody else in their life, and I was sitting here worried about the way I felt all week long. And that's the thing. That's really the season that I'm in right now, and is really learning so I can be able to use that stuff in the future, and not just letting this stuff float over my head or learning the things that I'm being taught, or the things that God is teaching me. That I really hold on to it and be able to use it and be a good steward from here on out. Because I hadn't always been a good steward. A lot of us in the United States haven't, because we haven't been taught. Most of us haven't been taught to be good stewards. Most of us haven't been taught to live on the bare minimum. Save what you can and then start buying assets. Nobody, no, most of us don't know that. Most of us go to college, be told that if we go to college, we're going to have this wonderful, financially secure life. And then when we get done doing our 4 to 6 years, yeah, we got a little bit more spending money. Yeah, we got a little bit more debt. I mean, a little bit more ability to get into more debt. But that's what happens. We spend so much time in college that we like, man, the heck with that. I'm just going to buy whatever I want to buy. I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I've sat there and sacrificed these 6 years, and then You go online and then you go on monster.com or Indeed, and they're telling you that they want a master's, the master's degree to be able to work, make 70,000 dollars for the state. Like, what kind of sense does that make? You want me to spend 6 years in college and then make $70,000 working for the state? Yes, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Credit is everything. It is a tool. It's a sword that you use. It's a sword that you use to be able to put you in positions in America. That's it. But a lot of people, let's begin just a buy now, pay later thing. A buy now, pay later thing to make us feel good because we can't afford the stuff that they said that we were supposed to afford when we went to college. Yes, yes, and the thing is now that you know that you wish you could have been told as a teenager or you would have knew as a teenager. Now it's your responsibility to start telling other kids that are going into teenage years what this is. What that is that part of financial literacy. If their parents aren't teaching them, then that's up to you to tell them. I know it sucks because especially if you don't have any children or if it's not your children, you didn't do it. But it's so many generations that did the same thing. All they worried about is their self, and they had their leg up in their own generation in their time, and they were like, "Well, the hell with us. I did it. I made it. Now it's time for you to make it." That's been the same thing. That's been the same message that's been passed on from generation to generation. Well, I did better. I want you to do better, and if I did better, you can figure out how to do better. I'm like, no, no, we can't do that. No, no, we can't do that. If we're not able to pass on the financial wealth to the next generation, what we can do is give them the keys to be able to do it, and not just say that, hey, I did it and I made it, and you can make it. So yeah, man, that's exactly what it is, man. But it's in all aspects of life, man. The change and being able to replace that stuff, to be able to replace that. Oh, I can't do better. I can't sit here and eat double cheeseburgers and then want my BP to stay level. It's not going to happen. I'm going to have to sacrifice a lot of that stuff. I'm going to have to sacrifice my time if I want my channel to do better. And that's why I'm here now. That's why I'm here now, man. And everything's not pretty. Everything is not pretty. They make it seem pretty, but everything. If you're deciding to make a channel, if you're deciding to do anything like anything, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And especially now. But you don't have to do it alone. And anybody listening to this, what I'm talking about right now, that's what I ask you. I don't ask you for anything, but if you feel what I'm saying is to like and subscribe to the channel, we can continue to build the channel. I have multiple different things we talk about. Yes, I am in real estate. I do have another real estate channel that I'm trying to build right now, but it's not the main focus on this channel. Hold on, there's somebody calling.